Well, hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
Welcome to A Lovely Place. This may be the first time you're actually seeing us. Who knows? If you don't know us, then you're just some random listener.
I'm Corey.
I'm Tess.
Because I'll wave to you.
And we just wanted to kind of give a little update on like things that are going on in our lives.
We're together right now.
Yes, we're in Spokane, Washington, where Corey lives. We're visiting. Me and two of my kiddos are visiting this weekend, and things have been busy. You may have noticed that we took a little bit of a hiatus on the podcast
Break.
Yeah. And so we just wanted to like check back in and let everybody know what we've been up to, and yeah. So this is our 70th episode, which is a little crazy to think about that we made it that far.
Yeah. How did we do that?
I don't know.
One at a time, friends.
Right?
One at a time.
One episode at a time. But we kind of wanted to, Corey had the idea to talk about like 70, so like 7 things that we've been enjoying or doing
impacting
or looking
our life.
forward to in our lives right now. So that was kind of what we wanted to share. You want to share some of yours first?
Oh, of course I do. Thanks. So we finished 2nd grade. That's what we did.
Okay.
I've been homeschooling Riker, as you know, and I've talked about on the podcast, and that felt like a big accomplishment. And 3rd grade is next year. So Stefan often reminds me that what do you remind me? I'm changing teaching, or I'm going to be, instead of a 2nd grade teacher, I'm a 3rd grade teacher. So
Yes.
I have a new job
You're
next
in a
year.
new room.
I'm in a new room. Yes. And I was actually thinking maybe we should move the room, but we're going to focus on science next year. And my husband's been doing his master's degree, and that takes a lot of extra time also.
It does.
So I feel like we're all in school, and that has taken our family on a adventure of reading a lot of books. I don't know. And we finished a book. Thank you.
Well, one thing that our family has really been enjoying lately that we've been doing in this season is our middle son decided that he wanted to do theater. So we previously have gone to a lot of live shows with Journey Theater, which is in Vancouver, where Vancouver, we live in Battleground, but he decided he wanted to try it, and I was kind of amazed because sometimes he's a little bit shy and doesn't want to talk in front of people. But he was like, I'm going to do this. And he tried out for his first show, which was Charlie Brown. You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. And so that was kind of a whirlwind. That was part of the reason why life had gotten so busy there, because it's a lot of rehearsals and a lot of driving. It was about a half an hour away from where we live that we had to take him. But such a fun journey at Journey Theater.
Well-fitting name.
It's a lot of parent volunteering. So it's, they're a nonprofit and they have people that work there. But then when you sign your kid up for the show, you sign up to volunteer as well. And so we helped with costume laundry. We helped in the green room during rehearsal week and during the show week. So that was busy for us, but so much fun. And such a cool community to be a part of, like very supportive parents and welcoming. So that has been one of our favorite things in this last season. And both of my boys, Spencer and Jackson, are wanting to do shows in the fall. So I think it's going to be a part of our lives for a little while moving forward. So
well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Another thing, part of our life that we'll keep going is our worship nights that Stefan leads. I'm not sure what the right word is. At our church on the last Friday of the month usually. So that's been a fun thing, and we've got to serve together as a family, the 3 of us. So Riker, Stefan, and I are there doing all different parts. Stefan's the one playing the guitar, and then I try to get over my nerves, kind of like right now, and share a word of encouragement from Jesus, because that's what I love to do, even if I get nervous. And last time I was also nervous, and Riker's like, "Come on, Mom, you can do it." So I'm thankful for his support and his tender heart in that time, and that we get to sing, we get to pray, we get to worship. And so that's a nice time out in the middle of so much school, so many reading, working, cleaning. How about laundry? Woo! So it's like a nice break or a reminder of what we're doing all of this for.
Yeah, that's good. One of the other things that I've been loving recently is my Friday morning life group. So I missed them this morning. This was the first day I haven't been with them, but we meet at a local coffee shop in Battleground that's super cute. It's like in an old house. And we drink coffee, and then we check in, and we've been doing like a SOAP Bible study through the book of Ecclesiastes, which has been interesting. It's an interesting book, but it's been really good. Like the things that you can learn when you sit down and actually like slow down and look at a passage and think about like, what is this telling me about God right now? What is it telling me about myself? So that's been a really fun group to be a part of, and has been really encouraging, and like something that I look forward to every week, being with them on Friday mornings. So
nice.
Yeah.
Another thing I like to do while I'm doing laundry or dishes is listen to another podcast called One Extraordinary Marriage Podcast, and they were encouraging different date things, and I think they have a list on their website of different ideas or whatever. So then I was thinking, going back to our Atomic Habits, this is more of the planning, not the action part yet, but it's summer and there's more time now, so there's a comedy club in Spokane.
Oh.
And so I was looking for different comedians that were on like Dry Bar or something. So
to do like a date night?
Yeah, to do a date night.
That would be
so
fun.
That's an idea. And then axe throwing, perhaps.
Oh.
Has anybody done that? Have you done that?
I haven't done it, but
No.
it sounds fun. But I'm afraid I would be have terrible aim.
Yeah, I'm afraid it will be heavy and I won't be able to do it very well. But I'm going to face my fears and go axe throwing.
They have this venue in Vancouver called like the Rage Room or something like that, where they get just things that you can break, and then you have like hammers and stuff. That sounds fun to me. 'Cause
Take
you
out
could just
some-
like break things.
That's some different kind of therapy.
Sounds fun though.
Okay.
Let's see. One thing that I've been appreciative of in this last season is my minivan. For anybody that's known me for a long time, I was always like I will never get a minivan kind of a person. I'm not sure why. I was like, I will always stick with an SUV. But our car, our Volvo that we had, I kind of hate luxury European vehicles now. It just kept having to go to the shop, and it was costing so much money. So we were like, okay, we're making a switch, and we got a van, a Chrysler Pacifica, and I love it. It's so convenient. There's so much space for the kids. So that has been like my saving grace with all the driving that I've been doing everywhere, to school, to plays, to all the things. So that's been a highlight of my last season.
Nice.
And it was so nice driving here for our road trip. So much
good.
better than it has been in the past.
And
so
space you were talking about.
much space. Yeah.
That's good.
So, yep.
And that I'll just talk about songs then. One of my favorite ones right now that I play when I need get it amped up is Brandon Lake's Tear Off the Roof.
Ooh,
We got to go to the concert, and I don't know when that was. March? Life
It all blurs
It
together.
does, yeah. But I've been listening to it in the mornings then when I'm getting ready, and so then it's just like, and he did a remix. I can't remember who the remix is with, but it has I don't know. I don't even want to sing it right now, but tear up the roof or something. I don't know what is going on, but way to go, Brandon Lake. I'll leave the singing to you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of songs,
Yeah.
one of my favorite things lately has been a song. I found it randomly on Spotify. One of my favorite artists, Jess Ray, plays like duets with certain people, and I heard
Okay.
one of those songs. And then you know how like on Spotify it pops up like if you like this, you might like all of these things.
Yeah.
And I found this artist. Oh goodness, I'll link it in the show notes. It's something No Longer an Orphan or something like that. But they started as like a living room band that
Okay.
were like having worship sessions amongst themselves, and then they started it somehow morphed into them recording. And they have this song called Even Now, which I just have been loving lately. There's been a lot of like heavy stuff going on at our church with like people's health and illnesses and things like that, and it's a song. It kind of they tell the backstory of it, that it's the story when Lazarus dies and Jesus is on his way there, and his sister Martha comes out and says like, if only you'd been here, Jesus,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have died. But then she says, even now you could speak and he would raise from the dead. And so that's kind of where that song came from, and it's really good, really heartfelt, really powerful, and I've been listening to that one a lot lately. So it's been giving me hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Brandon Lake one is about the tear off the roof when the Jesus lowered.
Oh,
not
okay.
Jesus
Not
lowered,
like a
but
party, but
yeah. That's raise the roof. We're tearing the roof off and we're getting to Jesus.
Oh, that's good.
So the friends that were taking you to Jesus so that's good. That's why
yes.
I think that was the whole tour was tear off the roof.
Oh, that's cool.
And so that was a fun connection to be like, oh yeah, that's in there. Which makes me think of The Chosen, which is one of my
Ooh.
favorite shows forever and ever. Season 4 is out right now and it's coming, or I think
Is it
it's
coming
almost
into
already.
theaters?
No, it already was in the theaters
Okay.
earlier, and then they had a little problem, and now they're releasing the episodes. So
okay.
that they did the tear off the roof scene. Not that it was in. I don't remember what season that was in. The previous season. Anyways, we like watching The Chosen, and
It's a good show.
yeah, I like it.
I think that was
It's
the
about
first,
Jesus.
first season. Maybe.
The first season.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
Isn't it when
was.
Matthews joins their group? I thought that was when that happened.
It could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Another thing that I've been enjoying lately
In case you're just still riveting. Riveted.
is rearranging the furniture in my house.
What?
I feel like I go through these stages every year or
Yeah.
so where I'm like, man, I need to move. I just need to move somewhere new. And this time I was like, settle down. Like, just move your
Like,
furniture
move- oh.
around instead of moving to a different
Yeah,
house.
that's good.
Just move the furniture and it'll be nice and new. So we rearranged things in our dining room and in some
Nice.
of our bedrooms. And we also redid some of the stuff in our room. And that has felt like a fun refresh. So I'm not so restless.
Good.
Because I get restless.
Yeah. let's move. Okay.
My poor husband, it probably has whiplash, but either way.
Well,
Emotional whiplash, that is.
where's my stuff? I did that to Stefan the other day too, though. I moved some things around also. And he was like, "Where's this one thing at?" I'm like, "It should be right there." This summer I'm also going to be focusing on more watercolor because I started a break, and then my cameraman was giving me cues, and I'm not listening very well. That was part of I started in January with watercolors, was having fun, and then it was like could not do anything else that was extra. So now it's
yeah.
like we made it through this busy season, and I mentioned it on the podcast that we just recorded a little bit ago yesterday. Of moving my watercolor stuff around. So I'm
Yes.
excited about that, and I like that it's compact and doesn't take too many things.
Too much space. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Let's see. One of the things that has been saving me lately when it's been so busy is this app that I use called Reminder. I'm sure there's lots of other apps like it, but I've been using that lately. I have a widget on one of my phone screens where I can easily add to-dos
But then besides, what? I don't know, widget just sounded funny to me.
It's a thing.
I know it's a thing. It just, maybe because I'm fidgeting it. Widget, fidget. Anyways, I'm glad. Reminder.
So I added to-do list, or to-do item, and instead of just going on a list, it also adds it to my calendar, and it like gives me notifications and stuff. And I've been making sure that I don't check anything off or even touch it until I actually do it. Otherwise, I'm like forget all over again that I was supposed to do that thing. So that's been like a
habit
hack.
tracking.
It's like a life hack
Yeah.
that has been keeping me sane and helping me actually finish and get things done in the busy season because it has been so busy. So
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite things right now.
I'm glad. Did I do on my list? I can't remember.
I guess, no, you have one right there.
Number 5?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I was avoiding that one.
Well, good to save it for last.
I guess so. I've been reading Andi Kober's book. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Sorry if I'm not. Try Softer. And there's a workbook. And so then I've also continued counseling. And so that's been taking a lot of time and energy also. But it's been a good thing. So I guess my encouragement, hearing it to myself and to you, self-care is important.
Yeah.
Taking care of your brain is important. And then I will learn all this stuff that I'm learning and then feel different. Oh,
Well,
that
it
doesn't
takes
make sense.
time.
It does. It takes time.
to integrate it into
12
yourself.
awkward
right?
videos and we'll make it there. There's nothing to do with the video. I thank you.
You say thank you a lot.
I'm trying not to say I'm sorry. That's a thing I'm learning.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So the last thing on my list is Mom's Group.
Oh, good.
So
I missed
Group
that.
Started,
I missed that.
Corey
Yeah.
started Mom's Group when she still, lived in Battleground. And it's just kind of continued. It
Good
looks
job.
a little different now. And we had a conversation the other day. For the longest time, it had just been me and 2 of my friends coming to my house. Occasionally, 1 or 2 others would come. But we were like, okay, what is God wanting to do with this group and in this
Yeah.
season? And we were praying about it. And I was like, well, what if we switched it so we don't always meet at my house? We rotate and we meet at other people's houses. We on alternate. And what if we make it less than just like a we're sitting down and talking group? It's like a helping group. So
Oh, nice.
if the person who's hosting wants us to help them fold their laundry or to hold their baby while they take a shower or we could just talk and sit,
Yeah. Decluttering?
But decluttering, like
Oh.
whatever it is that the host
I like decluttering.
wants help with, that we can do things together because sometimes it's easier to be motivated
Yes.
when you have someone with you. So we've been switching to doing that, and now we have a couple more people that are coming more regularly, and it feels like a nice,
Because then they're like, yes, I can
right?
get some. Yeah. But it makes sense.
It feels
Yeah,
nice, like
yeah.
that it's changed a little bit, but it feels like we're moving it in the direction that God wants
Yeah.
us to be going, and it's been really good. So
Literally not momming alone, like
Right?
our other
like,
favorite
don't mom
podcast.
alone, yeah. So that's been something that I've really been loving lately. And I did have something that just came to mind.
Okay.
So Corey and I have been talking as of yesterday, like, what do we want to keep doing with the
Oh, yeah.
podcast? Do we want to continue to read books and talk about what we're reading? Or do we want to come up with
Branch
some of our
out?
own content? Or I was also thinking, as you were talking about Try Softer, like, I don't know, what would it look like to have an online group where we meet with people that listen and we talk about, like, together some of the books that we've been reading or some of the things that we've been learning. So I think we'd love to hear from our listeners. What do you like?
Are
What do
you still
watch?
listening?
Do you still listen? Like, what do you like about what we've
It's okay
done?
if you don't.
And maybe what would you like to see as we move forward? So I think we'd love to hear from you on that, because that would be good to know.
Yeah, that would be. And would also be encouraging because we both talked about writing books.
Yes.
And if we were creating our own content, perhaps we would write about it
And it might be easier.
and think about it
Yeah.
and share, because that's the whole point of The Lovely Place, is what we're living out, what we're learning, what makes us laugh,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
share it, right?
Yeah.
With each other, with you. Thank you.
Yes. My brother was asking me this morning, I was telling him what we were doing, and he was like, "Oh, do you have any interesting topics you've covered lately?" And I was like, "Well, we aim to be encouraging and practical. I don't know if you would say what we talk about is interesting necessarily."
Oh, hopefully it's interesting, not just to us.
He and I listen to a podcast together that we talk about that is about like paranormal stuff. So I would say it's more like suspenseful than our podcast. But
Ooh, we could
but
add some dun dun dun.
I do think we like to be encouraging and help people
Yes.
like in their real lives to just live well.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That could be interesting, though.
we could really branch out.
Not okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Thanks
Well,
for listening.
thanks everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and we would love to hear from you on what you're doing this summer and what you're looking forward to. And yeah, thanks for listening and watching.
Bye.
Bye.
But wait, there's more. We're taking a break
For the summer.
For the summer, to catch up with ourselves and with what
And
we're doing.
to be famous at home, right? That's one of the books that we
Yes.
read. We want to be there for our family the best that we can, and sometimes that means like figuring out what we need to focus on in a season.
Because we
So-
don't want to burn out and not do this podcast, because I think
Yes.
it brings us life and encouragement,
Yes.
and it's worth doing and worth doing well.
Yes.
And tiny habits, right?
So we're taking a break for the summer, but you can look forward to hearing some more episodes coming out in the fall. And we look forward to you listening. Thank you.